Hello. So this is coming to perfect time, this seminar.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Another manifestation.
Mm-hmm. So I'm at the point of making a transition in my career from one business to my new career. And,
really?
Yes.
So when you're at the point of making a transition, that means you've got all your vibrational ducks in a row and the inspiration is coming and you're ready to act on it. In other words, if that's what we would mean. If we say, I'm ready to make a transition, what we would mean by that is, I've collected the data, I've known what I don't want, I've known what I do want, I've completely lined up what I do want, and ideas are flowing to me, and now wild horses cannot keep me from following the inspiration that's burgeoning within me.
Yeah, there is that aspect, and I feel like, and really what I'm interested in help with is figuring. I mean, it's been a matter of weeks since I've made the decision to change careers, and so it's kind of figuring.
But finish that statement.
Yeah, figuring where to leave off the one and where to. I mean, I'm already leaving off the one and starting the other, but
you see, if that question is still in place, then you haven't really completed the vibrational work that we're talking about. Because when that's the case, what you say is, I'm going and I don't care. And I'm going now and nothing's stopping me. And I'm going and this is where I'm going. And you see what we're saying? And as long as it's a pro and con, pluses and minuses, trying to calculate it, trying to figure it out, then you haven't quite completed the vibrational work, and you're doing trying to make part of your decision from outside the vortex. More from an awareness of what you don't like about where you are than from a place of being called to what you really do want.
Yeah, well, I feel clear about what I want and where I'm going to, and I know that I'm going to get there. That's no question. Part of the decision is, come Monday, do I continue to, do the things with my business that I have currently lined up in progress, or do I say, well, I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to trust that enough money comes to get this new thing started?
In other words, what's the difference between wishful thinking and true knowing?
Yeah, I guess I don't know that if I don't continue my current business.
Well, you see, the odds are it'll go all right. And you're smart and you're good at what you do, and you can make it work. And there would be no risk in you cutting the cord and making the decision right away, because it will work out. But in this attitude of deliberate creation, where you are doing the vibrational work first, and then the vortex is causing the manifestations, you haven't got yourself to that blissful place yet. And so there are some rough waters that you are setting yourself up for, that maybe you think you would like the contrast for adding more definition to the vortex. You can't get it wrong and you never get it done. So we would never say it would be wrong to do that. But we would say there's plenty more vibrational work that you could do that would make you feel much more confident in what you're doing, which would make the whole unfolding of it much more pleasant. In other words, it's like, this is exactly what it is. And we really like this analogy that Esther just discovered about this tractor tire, is that as you do the vortex work, and the vortex or the vibration within the vortex, or the alignment within you, reaches out and brings you a manifestation. It's like harvesting a manifestation, harvesting a positive manifestation. So the vortex work harvested a positive manifestation, and then which just made the vortex work easier, which just harvested another, which just made the vortex work easier, which just harvested another. So you're just on a roll. You're just on this. But there's a difference between that and taking an action that you believe will make you feel better in your vortex. It's like the reverse of what we're talking about. So when you take the action because you believe the action will make you feel better, rather than feeling better and the action just coming from you, that's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were standing in your physical shoes, we'd hang in there a little longer and say general things to us like, when the timing is right, I will know it exactly. And the timing may not be exactly right because I'm not really feeling it in that strong way. But meanwhile, I'm appreciative of where I stand for this reason and this reason and this reason and this reason. From where you are, if you would just spend 2 or 3 days, maybe even a week, just really emphasizing the appreciation you feel about the bounce that you're getting from the place that you are, it would be enough to kick this into gear and off you would go. In other words, it's close enough and we can feel that that's what you're feeling about it. But we would say that that action right now is vibrationally premature.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime you take action that is vibrationally premature, it's action that is going to be harder than it needs to be, which is the whole reason you're trying to find a different career. Because where you are, the action is harder than you know it needs to be.
Right.
Yes. Helpful?
Yeah, I guess part of... so it's figuring out where to...
No, it's not figuring out. It's not figuring out anything. It's about stop trying to figure it out. It's about the vortex has it figured out. You just have to find a way to get into the vortex. And isn't it odd that here we are teaching deliberate creation and we're trying to get you to be less deliberate? But the reason we're trying to get you to be less deliberate is because figuring it out from outside the vortex disallows the vortex from showing you the evidence that you've already got it figured out. And that's really what we want to say to you. The vortex is done. You've already figured it out. All the cooperative components have already been assembled. You're the last holdout, you see. And the reason that you and almost everybody else is the last holdout is because you're trying to figure it out. Trying to figure it out. That's what Esther just laughed out loud. She was trying to figure something out that she had no possible way of figuring out. And the entire time that she was trying to figure it out, she was looking up stuff online. The whole time she was trying to figure it out, she was just getting more specifically all wadded up into a knot. In other words, you just can't get there from there. And when you stop and say, I don't have to figure it out, I've already figured it out, I put my request over there, the universe that creates worlds, the energy that creates worlds has already figured it out, all I got to figure out is how to get in the vortex. That's all I got to figure out. So the question is, do I have to find the perfect work? Do I have to find the perfect money? Do I have to find the perfect purpose in order to be in the vortex? Or can I find a way to be in the vortex and then the perfect will show itself to me? That's the way it works, you see.
Yeah.
So what am I figuring out? I'm figuring out how to go from specifically to generally and from negative to positive. I'm figuring out that I want to feel good. I'm figuring out that the vortex is real and that it's already got it going on. I'm figuring out that the law of attraction is really my friend that is reflecting back to me how I feel. I'm figuring out that I'm good at this. I'm figuring out that I'm sensitive to emotion. I'm figuring out that my emotions never betray me. I'm figuring out that my inner being is already standing there in the fulfillment that all that I'm reaching for. I know that I'd rather feel good than not feel good. There's so much that I've figured out, but I can't figure this out because there are too many moving parts. So I'm going to stop trying to figure it out and trust the vortex to figure it out. And I'm going to do my work, which is to get into the vortex.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely how my new career path has come to me.
What is your new career path?
Doing leading meditation courses and doing energetic readings. My sense is that I can do that and I can envision that and I can start that in motion and that will. But I just feel like that will take care of itself. And my sense is that my current business will continue to support me as long as I need it to. I get worried sometimes.
It depends on how you feel about your current business. In other words, how do you feel about your current business?
I mean, there are things I like about it and things that I don't like about it. I feel like most of my business was created under the assumption that I had to work hard for everything that I get and, sacrifice now for future gains and all those sort of ideas that we get in our heads.
Pretty much how you still feel about your business, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this business that I've created under duress and struggle will now support my positive endeavor for a very long time. It sounds like a little bit of wishful thinking that you could bring into a more positive place. So get general about it. I've always figured things out. I'm good at figuring things out. I've always made my way. Whenever I set my mind to something, it always comes about. Through the process of setting my minds to things and watching the manifestation, I get clearer and clearer about what I want. I know that I'm an uplifter. I can feel that with every fiber of my being that I'm a teacher. I know that I want to feel good and I want others to feel good. And I've found a way that I can consistently feel good and I want to share it with others. I can feel that there are people all over the planet that are looking for what I'm looking for, and that sometimes I'm in a place where I have found it more clearly than others. I want to be a catalyst to assist others, but I know that words don't teach. It's only life experience that teaches. And so I'm eager to get to that place where I'm consistently inside the vortex, because after all, that's what I'm wanting to teach others. Wanting to teach them the very thing that I'm grappling with here. I have this plan of this business where I will teach people how to let go of things they can't control, to come into alignment with the one thing that they can control, but I'm not yet doing the very thing that I'm wanting to teach them to do quite yet. But I'm so looking forward to that. I just love that at the very basis of what I'm living right here is at the very basis of what I'm wanting to teach. And so I'll know it. When I click into place, that will be the moment in which I know that it's time to do that. And meanwhile, I'm just appreciating everything that is coming to me in whatever way that it's coming. I trust that the universe is going to yield to me everything that I want, just as I believe that the universe will yield to everyone what they want. I don't think that the world at large needs me as the funnel or the vortex or the path through which all of their well-being will flow. I just want to live an example of how I allowed my well-being to flow. And I trust that once I've really got it and I'm really offering a consistent vibration about it, that then and only then will I be in a position where I can inspire that in someone else. So that's what this whole conversation has been about for me. I just love clicking into that place where I know it with everything that I am, because when I know it, then I can teach it to others, not through my words and not through my meditation classes and not through my courses or through my products, but I radiate it through the vibration of my being, and I begin then manifesting a stream of people that are really ready, that are ready right now for where I am, that that the universe is putting this together, because what I'm radiating and what they're reaching for are so much in the same vibrational vicinity that we're just put together in this strong resonance where I just evoke from them the very thing that they are wanting to be evoked from them. I realize that uplifting someone to alignment with them, to uplift anyone into alignment with their vortex or with their inner being, I have to be for sure in my vortex with my inner being in order to do it. Don't you love knowing that?